Today we are going to make to-do list app with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Let's first review the app which we are going to make. Here into this input field, you can enter your task. For example, we have a task of sending an email. Type here, send an email, send an email, and click on add task button and your task will be added into the list. Let's add another task, report to the management. Report to the management. Click add task and it will be added into the list. Let's add one more task, schedule a meeting. Schedule a meeting. Click add task and it will also be added into the list below. Similarly, you can add as many tasks as you like. Now, you can see delete button next to each task. If you want to remove any task, you can simply click on this delete button and it will remove the task from the list. It is very simple and starting app for beginners, which gives you an idea of how HTML, CSS and JavaScript works and how we can make an effective app by using them. Now, without any delay, let's see how to make this app. First, we need to make a folder for our app. So make a new folder and name it to-do list. Here we may create a new folder and name it to-do list. Now open this folder. Here type cmd, click enter, and it will open the command prompt. Here you type code space dot, click enter, and it will open this folder into the Visual Studio Code. If you don't have Visual Studio Code, you can download it from its official website. Go on to Google and search Visual Studio Code download. Visual Studio Code download. Click on the first link. From here, you can download it for Windows. After installation of Visual Studio Code, you can open your to-do app folder into Visual Studio. First, we make 3 files, one for HTML, one for CSS, and one for JavaScript. To create a file, click here. To create HTML file, type index.html, click enter. Next, we create CSS file, type styles.css, create JS file, script.js. We start to write code in HTML first. To create a standard structure of HTML, type exclamation mark, click enter, and it will create a standard structure of HTML. Here, you can change your title to do list. To link the style sheet, type link rel is equal style sheet href is equal styles.css and close the tag. Now in the body, we create a div of class container. Here we create a heading of to-do list. If you want to see live preview of your HTML page just like this, you can install live server from extensions. Type live server and install it from here. It will show you the live preview of your HTML page. Now let's go back to our code. Now we add an input field of type text and give it to the ID task input. In the placeholder, add a new task. Close the tag. Now add a button with ID. Add task button. Name it add task. Next we create UL. Give it ID task list. Close UL tag. Now we add a script file to our HTML. Script source script.js. That's it for our HTML. Now let's move towards CSS. Here we write our CSS code. We give styles to different HTML elements. First we style our body, font family, Arial, sans serif, background, color, hash, F4, 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 margin, 0, padding, 20 pixel. Now add styling to the container, max width, 400 pixel, margin, top and bottom margin 0, and left and right margin auto. Background, white, padding, 20 pixel, border radius, 8 pixel, 8 pixel, box shadow, 0, 0, 10 pixel, RGBA, 0, 0, 0, 0.1. Now H1, text align, center, which makes the heading center aligned. Input, width, CALC, 100%, minus 22 pixel, padding, 10 pixel, margin bottom, 10 pixel, border, 1 pixel, solid, hash, CCC, border radius, 4 pixel, button, width, 100%, padding, 10 pixel, background color, hash 5C, B85C, color, white, border, none, border radius, 4 pixel, cursor, pointer, over, background color, hash 4CAEOC, UL, list styling, list style type, none, padding, 0. Now list item styling, padding, 10 pixel, background, hash F9, 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 border, bottom, 1px, solid, hash EE, display, flex, justify content, space between, align item, center. Now we style list button, background color, hash D9534F, border, none, color, white, padding, 5 pixel, 10 pixel, border radius, 4 pixel, cursor, pointer. Now if we hover over that delete button, list button, hover background color hash C9302C. That's all the styling for our app. Now we move towards our JavaScript code. First, for adding a task, we write a code document dot get element by ID, and ID is add task button. Dot add event listener. Click event and function. In function, we write const task input is equal to document dot get element by ID. ID is task input and close this. This selects the HTML element with the ID of task input and stores it in the variable of task input. Next we type const task text, which is a variable, task input dot value dot trim. Change it to the value. Here, the value of the task input is retrieved and any extra white spaces is removed by using trim method. Now we need to check if the task text is an empty string or not. If it is empty, an alert box will be shown. For that, we write if task text is equal to empty string, then an alert box will be shown, will show the message, please enter a task and close this, return, close it. This return statements stop further execution of the function if the input is invalid. Outside the function, we write const task list is equal to document dot get element by ID. ID will be task list. This will retrieve the value from task list and stores it into this variable. Now we create a new list item. For that, we write const list item li is equal to document dot create element. Element will be li and close this. Now this list item text content value is stored in task text and close this. Now we create a delete button. For that, write const delete button is equal to document dot create element, and beside that element create button and close this with a semicolon. Next line we write delete button dot text content is equal to delete. It sets the text content of delete button to delete. Now we need an event listener for that delete button, so when it is clicked, the function is executed. For that, we write delete button dot add event listener. Event will be click and this function will be executed. Task list dot remove child list item and close this. It will remove the list item from the list. Now we need to show this delete button next to each task. For that, write list li append child delete button, close this. Task list dot append child list item li and close this. Finally, to clear input value and set to input field on default, we use task input dot value is equal empty string and close this. Now close this whole function. That's it. That's the JavaScript for our app. That's it. Our app is final now. Let's check it. Click here, add some task, take a bath, add task. You can see here it is added into the list. But the width of this button is not set properly. So to do that, we go to CSS styles. Here we go to list button, which we now is the delete button. Here we write width auto and save it. Now if you try to add a task here, add task, it is working. Now let's add another task, meet a friend, add task. You can see here it is also added into the list. Let's check this delete button. Click on delete and this works. Click on delete. Delete button is also working. Here you go. We just make a to-do list app with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. If you like our video, please click on like button and subscribe to our channel. Follow for more web development videos. See you in the next video.